Hi, my name is Hank Dawson, and I just finished a project with Paul Hill at Martino Flynn. It was a freelance illustration project of water flying through space in the shape of a DNA helix and splashing on Coopervision contact lenses. Well, I got the comp and it looked like this, and I thought, wow, this is a really great project. I'd love to work on it. So I sent an estimate to Paul based on 2 years of unlimited usage for print and web. Well, Paul quickly turned it around, got a PO, and then we're ready to start the project. The first thing I do when I get a project is I do research. Research is another way of saying, how the heck am I going to create this? And what does water DNA look like anyway? Okay, so I went to the library to see if I could find some software that would help. I found a water simulation program for $4,000. Don't think I'll do that. And then Google Image had some great stuff, a lot of images that I could use for reference. And I also found some reference stuff on a 3D website of 3D water. With this comp as a starting point, I was able to find reference of splashes that kind of matched it. And Paul really liked this one that I found, and also this one. That was enough for me to go into Photoshop and build a splash that kind of matched the comp. So I started building the art in Modo. That's the 3D program that I use. The helix was a challenge because it's supposed to look like it's coming from the distance and splashing on the product. But if you tip a helix in perspective, it looks like a corkscrew. So I had to do a cheat where I tapered the helix so that I could keep the profile. The water splash was developed in stages, starting with large shapes and working towards the details. At first it looked like this glass blob thing, not the kind of thing you'd want to show the client, but you got to start somewhere. Eventually, with some textures, displacements, and some fine details, it started to look like the water splashes that Paul liked. I also want to show you a bit about the rendering and lighting settings in Modo. The rendering tree is like the Photoshop layers palette, and you can put stuff in there to tell the surfaces how they should look. There's a spot there where you can tell how much water should bend the light. Water is 1.33. The lighting in this illustration plays a minimal part because it's mainly about the transparent effect, but there are a few lights in the scene. I asked Paul how he thought this project went, and here's what he said.
Talked to Henk because we had a project for our client Coopervision to create an image of a DNA helix made of water. We originally were thinking that we should photograph that or do something a little more realistic, but after talking to Henk and seeing some of the samples, we decided that would work using his 3D software. So he gave us a good price, and that was part of it too. But essentially, our client was very enthusiastic about the concept, and we decided to go ahead and use 3D software to create it. We were able to preview a wireframe model to get the composition right and see the image in several stages, which is really nice. Also, our client's kind of picky, and it was great to be able to have them weigh in early on, see the composition, get their feedback and buy-in right in the beginning. During the process, we did a lot of tweaking. We were able to add bubbles, look at the splashes, control it very tightly in our layout. At one point, we really got into the reflections and how it looked, so we were able to do that very quickly and easily. I just don't think photography would have gave us anywhere near the control. It was very unique when we got it all done. We loved it, the client loved it, and it was at a nice high resolution. The original art was for a trade show panel, so there was no question it was going to look good at a large size. So the best part was that not a single drop of water was harmed during the process. So all being said, a 2-week project could have went a lot longer photography. So all I can say is thanks, Hank. Good job.
Thanks for watching this video clip, and if you have any questions about 3D, shoot me an email and I'd be glad to chat with you about it. Thanks a lot.